So right after I finished filming my Nintendo Switch 2 Direct reaction video, of course, more stuff came out about the system. So we're doing a second video. You're getting 2-for-1 RGT today on the channel. You're welcome. Hit that subscribe button. But we have lots of pricing information, including some very hot topic and questionable pricing from Nintendo when it comes to one of the games, because it seems like, well, Nintendo's trying something a little bit different, and many people, myself included, are not really feeling that price point. So let's talk about everything that we learned about. We're going to talk about the system itself first. If you remember in the video that I made earlier today, I did say that I was more leaning towards the $450 price point. And then lo and behold, Nintendo announced that it will be $449.99 for the standard Nintendo Switch 2 system. Now, they did say during that trailer for the system that there would be a bundle with Mario Kart World, which is, of course, a launch title game for the system. And that was also revealed at the price point of $499.99. So keeping the base system under $500, I think, is a smart move. $450, it is a premium price, but this does seem like a very premium product in terms of what it can do. It actually does things better from a technical level, such as the refresh rate of the screen, than things like the Steam Deck. And, once you start getting into those mini PCs and stuff like that, like, yes, they do additional things as well, but I feel like $450 is a solid price point. Now you got to start liquidating those original Nintendo Switch 1 systems, and, $500 for it with Mario Kart World as the pack-in title seems very good. And you'll realize just how very good that is as we go along in this video, because boy, oh boy, do things get crazy. Now, accessories. We were introduced to a lot of different accessories during this presentation, and we now have prices on some of these accessories. So when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, it is at $79.99. Of course, this does have HD Rumble 2 motion controls, built-in amiibo functionality, the capture button, the C button for game chat. It really just looks like, a Switch 1 Pro controller, but then they added in the buttons on the back and then the C button, and then along with the headphone jack. I'm cool with that. $80, that's just what controllers run nowadays. You'll see that other things also run at $80 as well, but I think that's a very reasonable price. I probably will try to get one of those on day one. The Joy-Cons have gone up in price, however. Now they are at $89.99. I believe they were $79.99 on the Nintendo Switch 1. These, of course, have the game chat integration, the HD Rumble 2 or whatever they're calling it. You can also get the Joy-Con 2 charging grip. I'm not sure if this comes with the Nintendo Switch 2 system like we saw with the Nintendo Switch 1, where when you bought the system, it came with the Joy-Con grip. I kind of hope it does, because I feel like there's a lot of people that are going to want to use something like that. And then we have the camera and dock set. The camera is a USB-C camera made especially for the Nintendo Switch 2, which comes with a charging cable. You set it up, $50. Honestly, I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm not quite sure. When you look at things, I'm interested in like the specs of it, like what it can actually do, as opposed to like a Logitech USB-C webcam. Obviously, USB-C is kind of the standard for things like cameras and stuff like that. But I am interested to see like what sort of what are you filming at here? Are you getting 60 frames per second? You're getting 1080p visuals out of it. And then we have the Nintendo Switch 2 dock set, if you want to get a second dock, for $110. So I'd probably just wait for the third-party docks, if they're able to do something similar to that. So, reasonable pricing, I think. Some things are a little bit high, but, for the most part, everything seems okay. But then we got to talk about games, because like I said, Mario Kart World comes bundled in with the Nintendo Switch 2 system, and you can get that for $500. So essentially what they're doing is they're charging you $50 for Mario Kart World in that. So you would think, oh, that's a $60 game, but it's not. And you're thinking, oh, well, I guess it's a $70 game like Tears of the Kingdom, but it's not. The retail price for Mario Kart World will be $80, $79.99, $80. Now look, I get it. Dev costs go up. Bro, I don't want to hear nothing. $80 for Mario Kart World? Like, come on, bro. Who signed off on this? Who signed off? Who at Nintendo thought this was a good idea? And of course, this is going to cause a panic amongst people because now people are thinking, oh, well, all first-party Switch games or Switch 2 games are going to be $80. But we've already learned that they're not because the Donkey Kong game that we saw, Bonanza, is $70. So it does seem like we're going to see a lot more 70 to maybe like $70 is probably going to be the baseline for Nintendo Switch 2 games, with some going up to $80. And I would be very interested to hear the justification in that, because $80 is a big ask. And I know it's only $10 over, the $70 price point, but you're essentially going from 60 to 80. Like, let's be real here. Tears of the Kingdom was the only $70 Nintendo Switch 1 game. And people, they were kind of hesitant towards that. And if this was a company, if Nintendo was a company that put their games on sale, okay, that would be one thing. But they're not. They're really not. So $80 is quite the asking price for this. And there's been a bunch of other stuff that has come out that has been very confusing for people, things like game cards. With the game cards, they basically made an announcement that some of the game cards, are going to require the an online download and stuff like that. So now people are like, oh, well, physical games on the Switch 2 are going to be pointless. And it's like, well, no, it's kind of like how it is now with that little blue banner across Nintendo Switch 1 games that require an additional download. But we don't know how big those game cartridges are. And I definitely feel like there is going to be a bit of a stronger emphasis on things like digital downloads, especially when we're talking about third-party games. And speaking about third-party games, if Nintendo is willing to try an $80 game, what's to say that other third parties aren't going to do that as well? Because, that's a big stepping stone for people. That is a very hard pill to swallow. I don't think most people were expecting Mario Kart World to be $80. I think $70, maybe even $60, that's kind of what we were thinking. But I guess on the flip side of this, maybe this is a way, an attempt, I should say, in order to, sell those bundles, because now the bundle is actually really worth it. If this was like the stupid Mario Kart OLED Switch bundle with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, yeah, who cares? Whatever. You're saving $10 maybe on it, but you're saving $30 on this bundle by getting it in a bundle because you're going to buy that game. Like, let's just be realistic here. You're going to buy Mario Kart World with your Nintendo Switch on day one. That is the big launch title game from Nintendo. I don't know, though, man. Something about this just feels very skeezy. Something about this feels very predatory. Something about this doesn't feel very Nintendo. An $80, the first company to do a base $80 version of a game. And the problem is, and I say problem, the problem is it's going to work. The game is going to still sell ridiculously well. The system is going to sell ridiculously well. The hype is there. People are excited for this thing. The game itself looks great. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to diminish anything we saw from this game. I was highly impressed. And, a $450 system, that seems very reasonable, especially in this era. But if they're making it up on the game side of things, like, let's be real. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza looks a bit better than Mario Kart World. I guess, maybe we'll learn more about the game during the Treehouse presentations, and I'm sure we will. But I don't know, man. $80 is tough. $80 is tough to deal with. Also, the UI for the Switch 2, the user interface looks exactly like the Nintendo Switch 1. They did not really deviate all that much from it. I just got a picture of it here, so I will go ahead and pull that up as we are talking. We're doing a lot of this on the fly, people. We're doing a lot of this on the fly because this is how I bring you the latest and greatest. So here is the UI for the Nintendo Switch 2. Very basic, very simple. I'm fine with it. Maybe some folders. Maybe you can add some folders. There is an interesting button here, though. I'm not quite sure what that is. Game card, the shop, images, news, maybe. I don't know what that is either. The capture button, Nintendo Switch Online. But yes, a very basic interface for the system, which is fine. But that price point, 80 bucks for a game, is that cool with you? Because that's really what this all boils down to. Is it cool with you? I'm interested. I, of course, am going to buy it because it's a tax write-off for me. I really don't care. But as a general consumer speaking, $80, I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy. Try to avoid these scalpers as well. It's going to get very hectic. But I'm here for it, and I will update you along the way as we get new game information and new games revealed and other sorts of things, and of course pre-order. So let me know in the comment section down below. 80 bucks, too much for you? Just right? Probably too much. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to check out my other video from earlier today if you happen to miss it. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.